Hey guys, Internet Dude here. I have a new microphone, so hopefully you can hear me just fine. I did some tests with this and it seems good. So I just want to share with you some more ownership experience of my new P100D. I'm having a few issues. Uh, I'll just go through them with you, but the first one here, I'll see if I can duplicate this because it doesn't always happen, but let's see. Yeah, I don't know if you can hear that, but I pushed the button to pop the door and the door's getting caught here. It must be out of adjustment, and this happens very randomly. It gets caught up, and I don't know if you can see, come over from this angle. It may be sunk in more than my other car. I'm not sure. So I think what's happening is I don't know, there must be some kind of adjustment or something, because watch this. I'm going to push the button, but I'll try and pull the taillight back. Sometimes that works. No, yeah. You probably can't hear it clicking, but I usually have to resort to kind of pushing and see there. Usually if I get it to that point, I can push the button and plug it in. So we're good now. It'll close. I don't think it's scratching the paint or anything yet, but it's a good thing that's plastic rubbing on the paint, or it probably would be damaged. So that's the first problem I've been having. The charge port door doesn't always open, and I feel like there's probably some way to adjust that. I'm not sure if I'll do that or what. We'll see. I might try and take things apart on the back side and see if I can adjust it. So the second problem I'm having, it has to do with the charging. Now, I still have my other Tesla, my 85D, and the mobile connector is a little bit different. On this car, the new one, it uses this different type of connectors with this big plug that plugs into the brick, whereas the other car, it was just the ends that you'd change out. Now I have 4 different connectors just so I can plug into different power sources for the new car, and it doesn't matter which one I try, the same thing happens. After anywhere from 2 to 4 minutes up to 20 minutes, the charging ring will go red and the other end of it will flash red. So I'm going to let the car charge for a few minutes and we'll come back and I'll show you what happens, because I'm sure it's going to happen again. It happens no matter what I'm plugged into, whether it's 120 volts, 240 volts, whatever. It always does that. So we'll come back and I'll show you that. But we'll move inside the car and I'll just show you one other thing here. All right, so the next thing, I guess it depends who you ask if this is a defect or not. I'll just give you a little close up. You can see the wood here. Looks good. It's very, you can definitely tell it's a natural wood veneer. My concern is here, and I'm going to ask Tesla about this and see what they say, but I'll take you in a little closer here. See if you can see there's actually a crack. Goes all the way through here. See, right from one end to the other, and it crosses through these different little strips of oak, and so I don't know if that's a defect or not. I don't know. The oak is like the newer decor, obviously, with this graphite, this dark graphite aluminum. So I'll see what they say, but there's no other place where it has like a big crack like that. There's another crack down here, but it doesn't appear to go all the way across. There's minor little cracks that I would consider normal, like that crack doesn't bother me in the slightest, but one that goes all the way through is a bit concerning. And then this piece here, I would say that's perfect too. Just for your information, I don't think I put this in any previous videos, but this wood down here seems to have some kind of very thin coating on it. Maybe it's a plastic or something. I don't know what it would be. The sheen is a bit different and it doesn't feel as raw as this. Like this feels like completely unfinished. This still feels, like it has texture, but it just looks a tiny bit lighter or a tiny bit different color. And then here's this wood too. And like, you know, marks like this, like that, to me, that's normal wood defect stuff. All right, so I'll wait for the charging to crash on me, and we'll come back. Okay, well, 12 minutes after I plugged it in, I got the notification on my phone that charging was interrupted. And if you take a look, it's really sunny. You may or may not see the red ring there. So that kind of sucks. So we'll go back to my source here. I didn't change anything. I wasn't even out here. I had left the car. But so I'm plugged into a NEMA 1450. This will be the tough thing here. We'll see if I can get you over to see this. But the word Tesla, actually, they light up, and it's typically green LEDs. But if there's a problem, the T will flash, and it will flash red. So I may or may not be able to get you in to see this. I'm going to try and give you some shade here. I don't know if you can make that out. So we're trying to count the flashes. There's 1, 2, 1, 2. So what it's doing is it's flashing twice. And so you can actually look in the owner's manual, and that will tell you what that means. So let's go take a look at the owner's manual. Alright, so once you get into the car, it just says check charger power. Well, I mean, the charger power is fine. And over here it says, no, unable to charge, bad outlet grounding, try another outlet. Oh, I've tried many outlets. Then it says charge cable fault, see charge cable manual. So I don't know if you know, but you can access the owner's manual right through the interface here. You tap controls, and then you tap settings, and it's the bottom left corner for owner's manual. Sure beats a paper book in the glove box. So there's the owner's manual. It's probably going to be the mobile connector manual. So let's take a look. Troubleshooting sounds right. So Universal Mobile Connector Gen 1. This is not mine. This is the style from my old car. That's my style. Universal Mobile Connector Gen 2. Under normal conditions, when charging is in progress, the Tesla logo lights up sequentially and the red light is off. So in some cases, you may need to reset the device by unplugging the mobile connector from the vehicle or from the power outlet. I've done it. I've already been through this many times because I've had this charging problem for at least a month. So scroll down, streaming 2 flashes. Yeah, so the green lights were off and it was flashing 2 flashes with the red. So if we look at the heading here, green lights, red light, it was off and 2 flashes. So it says ground loss. The mobile connector detects a loss of ground. Make sure the power outlet is properly grounded. Consider connecting to a different outlet. If uncertain, ask your electrician. Well, I've connected to outlets at 2 different buildings. I bet you at least 3 out of those 4 styles, and they all come down to the exact same thing. So I believe the problem is with the mobile connector itself, because I can duplicate it on literally any source. So I'm going to contact Tesla about that. So fortunately I have a second Tesla and I have the older charging cable, so I'm actually able to plug that in, ramp up to 40 amps, and actually charge the car. Stay tuned on that one. So I got one more issue I want to tell you about. Okay, so the fourth and final issue. I'm going to do my best to show and explain to you what the issue is. Now in the Model S and X, they have this stalk down here that the Model 3 doesn't have. And it lets you set the cruise control or the autopilot. And the following distance is this outer part here. And you can turn it to adjust the distance. Okay, so when it's all the way rotated forward, I guess, on the top here, that would be setting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So all the way down is 7, which is the furthest distance, and all the way up is 1, which is the closest distance. So the issue here, like this moves and it feels fine, but when you go up to the screen here and you change it, so I'm on 1 and I'll change it to 2. See, so it says 2. I'll change it to 3. It says 3. Now pay attention when I switch it to 4. Uh-oh. Now, see, it said 5, but it's actually on 4. So now I'll go down to position 5. Nothing. Now I'll go to 6. 6 is fine. 7 is fine. So what I've noticed is if I want to be in that 3 to 4 area, let's see, so 7, 6, 5, 4, nothing. 3 is 4, and then, okay. So I'll come back from 7 and I'll show you the behavior that way. So there's 7, there's 6, there's 5, there's 4, there's 3, there's 2. See how it flashed real quick? 3 and then 2. Finally 1. We'll go back down. 2, 3, 4. Oh yeah, you see it went 5, 4. Then 5, then 6, then 7. So there's something not quite right, and my feeling is that it's something to do with the internal part of this switch here. So there must be, like, it literally feels normal. It feels exactly like the other car, but just in that 3, 4, 5 kind of area gets a little goofy. So, and it's not 100% of the time, but it's, I would say 90% of the time it gets kind of weird. So I'm going to mention that as well to Tesla, and we'll see. I'm thinking they will probably wind up replacing this. I don't know if you'd have to take off the steering wheel, but I'll talk to them because, you know, I've got multiple software updates and that behavior's been the same. So anyway, I just wanted to share with you my ownership experience. Those are the issues I've had with my car so far. I don't know if you've had these issues, like with the charge port door, or the cable, or, you know, the autopilot distance stuck. Let me know. Leave me a comment below. Let me know what you think. If you had that issue, what has Tesla done? Let me know if you want me to give you an update video later on after I talk to Tesla about it. Kind of hoping, you know, given that there's no service center within an 12 hour drive or so, that maybe they can just mail out a new charge cable for me to try out. It's kind of what I'm hoping for. Anyway, that's it. It's kind of a warm day. I want to turn the AC back on. So I hope you liked the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and leave me a question below if you have any questions. Thanks for watching.